Sometimes an event happens in a person's life that is so refreshing and life-changing that only with the passing of time do we fully appreciate it. Such an event occurred 11 years ago when a great friend of mine offered me a cool drink. It was so uniquely delicious and thirst-quenching, I simply had to know what it was. Fortune Delight was her answer. Although sipping a drink is a seemingly small thing, it was my introduction to a whole new world of good health and inward balance. I'm Janice Wooten. There was a time in my life when I did not seem to even have the capacity to feel joy. I had intense anxiety, depression, severe joint pain, as well as asthma attacks, and allergies to dust and animals. Life had become one big nightmare. I now experience happiness and joy on a consistent basis. My joint pain, allergies, asthma attacks, anxiety, and depression have by and large disappeared. I have been completely medication-free for many years, and that in itself is a miracle. Maybe you can relate to some of the feelings I once had when I felt so overwhelmed with health challenges along with the chaos of life's demands. The world we live in has taken on such a frenzied pace that it's hard for most of us to keep up with the mad rush, often because we lack energy or have health challenges. Wouldn't it be great if we could turn down some of our stress much like we turn down the radio? Unfortunately, though, much of our stress is here to stay. What if we could be made stronger emotionally and physically to better handle it all? Some would say, give me a wonder drug and I'll gladly take it. Instead of offering that, we are offering something natural and far better. Something with no side effects, but with many lifelong health benefits. Sunrider Foods can give you, as they did me, the strength and energy not only to get through the day, but inward balance through the philosophy of regeneration to last our whole lifetime. Just what is this philosophy of regeneration? Simply put, it states that when the human body is fed the right combination of whole and natural foods, optimum health and well-being can be achieved. Sunrider did not cure these conditions, but gave me inward balance. You see, disease cannot exist in a body that is in balance, so our focus is not on disease or curing it, but on deeply nourishing and gently cleansing the body so that it can create its own balance. Too many of us depend exclusively on grocery stores to feed us. Unfortunately, much of the food found there is refined to the point of being mostly empty calories. Even in the produce section, items are not there as much because they are good for us, but because they store long, ship well, tolerate pesticides without losing color, or do not wilt under irradiation. Consequently, we have lost much of the genetic diversity and variety designed by nature to keep us healthy. Sunrider Foods won't interfere with medication any more than will your own freshly juiced vegetables. They are prepared using careful procedures that preserve the complete nutrition. And in addition, our unique formulas are based on Chinese knowledge of herb foods that has been distilled from over 5,000 years of human experience, not animal experiments. Our unique whole food herbal formulations are so concentrated that it would take 6 or more bottles of herbs from other herbal companies to equal 1 bottle in concentration alone. Whether you are someone who is working through an intense health crisis, a person trying to lose weight, an athlete who wants more endurance, or someone striving for a higher quality of life and greater longevity, Sunrider Whole Food Nutrition is the simple answer you have been looking for. On this tape, you will hear real-life experiences of people just like you and me. Listen to how Sunrider made a difference in their lives.
Hi, my name is Pat Ernest, and Glenn, my husband of 34 years, and I live in Montana. 24 years ago, my health and life changed drastically. That's 8,760 days. I have lived a life of severe illness, never being able to commit to anything beyond that minute, no activities that required much sitting or standing, never planning to do anything after around 2 p.m. I slept poorly, woke up feeling like a truck ran over me, and got up and sat in my recliner. With a lack of mental ability, I could not even relax with a TV or a book. Every specialist we saw over the years just ruled out things and said, go home and learn to live with it, or better yet, see a psychiatrist. I was in my own private hell. In 1989, they gave my illness the name fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. My trusted friends finally gently convinced me to change from doctors and drugs to Sunrider and proper nourishment. And now, 3.5 months later, I believe that fibromyalgia is the body's way of saying that it is out of balance. With these symptoms also comes depression, including the false mental belief of no possible recovery. I ate primarily Sunrider foods and beverages for the first 6 weeks. 1 month after beginning Sunrider, I returned to see my doctor, who couldn't believe that I was the same person. She saw no need for adrenal, thyroid, and depression drugs, and I have discontinued the antidepressants I had been taking. An endoscopic sinus exam by my surgeon showed amazingly healthy tissue. I believe with my whole heart that with Sunrider foods, the suffering is being replaced with a new, regenerated body and mind. I sleep better, wake up each morning with a positive mental outlook, and can't wait to begin the day. I have energy and am up and going for the entire day. My mind and thoughts are clear. Probably the greatest difference I am enjoying is the total inner peace and tranquility, and all is truly well within my soul. And with tears in his eyes, Glenn told me he has his girlfriend back. Wow. And I am having so much youthful fun being his girlfriend.
My name is Sarah Klein Tower. My husband Peter and I are both attorneys. We live in Houston, Texas, and have been eating Sunrider foods for a little over 3 years. From the time I was little, I was encouraged that I could do anything I set my mind to. I was encouraged to grow, to strive, to get better, and to have an expectancy of a bright future. However, when I grew up and talked to people about a bright future, they would often have a caveat, which was, if only. Yes, you could have a bright future if only you were healthy, if only you were wealthy, if only you were young. Peter and I have found out how to overcome the if-onlys with Sunrider. What Sunrider means to me is no matter what age you are, where you presently are economically, and especially if you have a health challenge, you can grow and expand and certainly expect to have a better, brighter future. We have found the addition of Sunrider to our lives equal to a can-do. I have found that during the 3 years I have been eating the Sunrider food and now having a Sunrider business has changed my life phenomenally. Beginning from a personal standpoint of having tremendously more vitality and energy, to losing weight, to creating a business working with dynamic people, and extending to seeing people experiencing amazing life-changing results, including babies and a woman who at the age of 93 received a real energy boost. Making the choice to begin eating Sunrider has enriched our lives far beyond any of my expectations. It has been an ever-unfolding experience. Sunrider for us has been about growing, improving, and expanding.
Hi, my name's Timmy Gibson, and I'm in my 6th year of doing Sunrider. We've had 2 children, and both of our children were Sunrider babies. 6 years ago, I was having some problems physically, and I was actually on 9 medications and seeing 3 different doctors, and I was about 50 pounds overweight. It was 6 weeks after starting Sunrider and changing my diet. Let's see, in 6 weeks I went off all 9 medications, and in 6 months I lost 50 pounds, and I went from a 38-inch waist to a 30-inch waist. The allergies that I had and the stomach problems and the bowel problems and all the things that were wrong with me, which the 9 medications were supposedly treating, were all resolved. It's been 6 years, and we maintain health. I'm still trim and fit and still look good. And my wife, she lost 20 pounds and dropped a couple dress sizes, and she's bore 2 children since then with Sunrider, and our daughter is almost 4 years of age, and she is just beautiful and very healthy and drug-free. For us, we've found the best nutrition.
Hi, my name is Pam Jaffe. I have been eating these wonderful regenerative foods since March of 1998. At that time, I had suffered from multiple sclerosis for 8 years and had to cut back to part-time at work. I am a large animal veterinarian in Wisconsin because my body could no longer tolerate the long hours and physical stress of the job. Also, over the years, I had gained a considerable amount of weight due to my sugar addiction. After listening to the Sunrider leaders explain the various products, I realized one very important yet simple fact. Sunrider is food, nothing more, nothing less. All the information presented agreed with what I had learned about nutrition in vet school. I was convinced it could help me lose weight, but I still was skeptical about the MS. After eating the foods a few months, I started to cut back on my medications. Before Sunrider, I took 3 different prescriptions, plus every 2 weeks I had an IV of cortisone. On February 14, 1999, I was drug-free. What a perfect Valentine's Day present to myself. Fast forward to the present. I had a goal of losing 30 pounds. Well, I ended up losing 60 pounds and 11 inches around the waist. I can fit into clothes I wore in high school, and I am 45 years young. The MS is no longer an issue. People who now meet me for the first time can't believe that I was once sick. Everybody tells me how healthy I look, and I feel healthy. To think that I went to school 7 years to become a doctor and to have the MS rob me of my life's dream was mentally devastating. To now be able to do my job and to do it well is priceless. Life is fun again.
I am such a different person from the one I was 11 years ago. My name is Jane Steinigal, and after my 3rd child, my body began to go on strike with digestive problems, fear, anxiety, mood swings, back pain, foggy thinking, joint pain, insomnia, memory problems, feeling out of control with my sugar cravings and eating habits. I was once even rushed to the hospital for kidney problems. I didn't know it at the time, but I was nutritionally bankrupt. And even though we were trying to eat whole grains and salads, I began to search in desperation for answers because I thought, I can't live like this anymore. About a month later, 2 good friends of mine began to tell me about how their bodies were being nourished with Sunrider's whole food nutrition. It wasn't based on the latest health hype or current fad. They just taught me about regeneration. What they said rang true. I asked, could this be right for me? A strong, warm feeling was my quiet answer. I went out of my comfort zone and actually redirected money from our grocery budget. I felt Sunrider foods nourish my body. Being nourished seemed to give me more self-control because my cravings went from sugary, fatty, and salty foods to craving more fruits and vegetables. I even began reading again because I had the clarity of mind to soak it in. My kidney problems were gone in a few months. My anxiety, depression, mood swings, and cramps suddenly slipped away. In their place came the real me, the person I knew I was somewhere deep down. A nicer mom, the kind of person who would accept a compliment from my husband or a friend and believe it was true. A person with peace, mental clarity, confidence, and a desire to try new things. With Sunrider, I am drawing from a full account now, so much so that I can reach out to others.
I'm Lois Emerson. My husband J.W. and I have been enjoying the Sunrider herbal food for over 12 years. Over a 23-year period, which started in my mid-30s, a great many internal weaknesses began to manifest. I sought many medical and chiropractic help because of the muscle pain, the cranial and facial pressure and pain, some numbness, hormonal imbalances. I had a lot of depression, insomnia. Eventually, I had osteoporosis and TMJ, years of strep virus, fatigue, nearly 40 pounds of weight gain, allergic reactions, and many more symptoms. Sometimes on trips to the mall, I would have such a strong reaction to the chemical perfumes and the dyes in the clothing that I would become disoriented and then try to remember which door I came in and where in the world was my car parked. I didn't necessarily have a disease, and when I sought help, I was usually told there was nothing wrong with me, that there was. My body was chemically out of balance, unbeknownst to me. After several years of searching, my husband, J.W., realized that we needed to replace the weak foods we were eating. We needed to create conditions that would get rid of my symptoms. So we changed our eating lifestyle. But that didn't fulfill all my nutritional needs. Then in March of 1990, J.W. found the Sunrider foods, and I started with the basics, the New Plus, Quinary, Cali, and Sunnydew, and what a tremendous difference it made. It was then that I began to know what it meant to regenerate. My symptoms didn't disappear all at once, of course, but it was a process. receiving high-quality, balanced food. Life is a lot more fun with vitality and energy, believe me. We think that Sunrider is truly the best all-around nutrition you can find.
We ask you to consider investing about an hour of your time to learn more for yourself about our company, Sunrider International. Contact the Sunrider distributor who gave you this tape so you too can regenerate your health. You are definitely worth it.